This is Matthew Kratter's Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about something that's extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is 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 a little bit like the Soviet Union and their media system is trying to assassinate a presidential candidate, extremely dangerous to our democracy. How about deplatforming people on Twitter and elsewhere? Is that extremely dangerous to our democracy? How about a major party trying to run an incredibly frail and senile candidate? Is the CIA using social media to divide and mobilize people? Is that something that's extremely dangerous to our democracy? If so, then why does the mainstream media never say anything about it? When they say extremely dangerous to our democracy, here's what I hear. I hear extremely dangerous to the regime that it's our job to try to protect. I'm old enough to remember when journalists acted actually like journalists rather than just being megaphones for the regime. And I have to say the two best investigative journalists of the 21st century, in my opinion, so far have been Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. Most Americans have been trained to think of them as spies and traitors, which is how good the brainwashing has actually been. Now, here's what's actually extremely dangerous to our democracy. A population that's addicted to social media programming and rage, fattened up on ultra-processed frankenfoods, numbed out on psychiatric drugs and porn. Unfortunately, a democracy is only as good as the people who vote. It's not some magic pixie dust that fixes everything. And if everyone is unhealthy and driven by the social media algorithms, then maybe their opinions and their votes are all noise and no signal. You're not going to recreate Golden Age Athens just because you said the word democracy a few thousand times. What democracy really is two wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. This is an old saying. I'm not making it up. What liberty is a well-armed lamb protecting himself and his family from the wolves, from the other voters. The U.S. is fortunately not a democracy. Instead, it's a constitutional republic with strong protections enshrined in its founding documents. And here are some constitutional protections that cannot be overturned by voting. Free speech everywhere and at all times with no exceptions. There's no such thing as hate speech. There's no such thing as forbidden speech. And second, every family can have some tools of self-defense rather than just the criminals and the government having those tools of self-defense. It's very important to remember these lessons during election season, and especially to keep in mind that when you hear things repeated again and again and again in the MSM, like safe and effective, for example, you heard that for many years, it's probably good for them and not that good for you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.